welcome to our 2020 Fall Mandatory OHSAA Parent Meeting for the first time online. I'm Matt Dennison, the Athletic Director at New Philadelphia, and I'd like to welcome all of you to this parent meeting. We're excited for this new year, and we're looking forward to a great new start to the season and to getting through this year and healthy and happy. I encourage all of you to join our Quaker Club and Quaker Ladies and join them. You can find on our school athletic website information on how to join those clubs. Each and every year, the OHSAA mandates that we have this meeting at the beginning of each season. Parents, you only have to attend this meeting one time per year. So as you're attending it in the fall, if your child does an activity in the spring or in the winter, you do not have to attend that one. This meeting is sufficient. You will be able to pick up a form from your coach to sign to confirm that you watched this video online on our school website. The coach will send that home with your child, and your child can then in turn bring that back to the coach after you have signed it. Make sure you take care of that. This meeting is to cover several important key pieces of information that we have to focus on. The first thing is our physicals. If your child is practicing with their team, you should have already taken care of your physical. It should be turned in, and that has to be done before your child is eligible to practice for our schools. Inside of this physical, you will have the form that the doctor has to fill out. It also includes our concussion form from the OHSAA that you have to sign, and also the Lindsay Law document that you have to sign. I advise all of you to go to the OHSAA website and go to the sports medicine and click on the mandatory video for you to watch on Lindsay's Law. That is can be found again on the OHSAA website. Next, talk about eligibility. Eligibility, normally you have to pass 5 classes in order to be eligible. The OHSAA, because of us being online in school last spring, the OHSAA has waived this requirement. All students are eligible for sports this year at their school. So there are no ineligibilities due to grades for at all in the fall of 2020. To be able to participate at New Philadelphia High School and Middle School, you must be enrolled at New Philadelphia City Schools with a couple of exceptions. One, if you are homeschooled and you live in the New Philadelphia district, you are also eligible. And if you live in the New Philadelphia School District and attend QDA, you are also eligible for New Philadelphia High School sports. If that is something that you are involved with, please contact the athletic office to make sure your eligibility is where it should be. That is something, if you have not already done that, please call us at the athletic office. It's 330-364-0658. And I look forward to hearing from you if you are in that situation. Also, if your child drops a class, please have your child or you check with guidance to make sure that they are taking enough credit hours to stay eligible for their sport. During a sports season, one more thing with the amount of credits that you are carrying. If your child attends Kent State and takes classes at Kent and at our school, make sure with guidance that there are enough credits to make your child eligible. That is something that you don't want to fall into that trap where you don't have enough credits because of that. Also, one more thing along with eligibility, during your sports season, your child cannot participate in a club or non-school team in the same sport that they are participating with. So if your child is playing volleyball in the fall, they cannot be playing their club with their club team or their JO team in the fall. You can play once the season is over, but make sure you are not your child is not playing their club team with their club team during the school season. If you have any more questions on eligibility, again, feel free to call the athletic office. Next, our code of conduct was revised last year. That will be in your student's handbook. I suggest that you go through and look at the code of conduct for our student athletes. Again, it'll be found in your student's school handbook that they will receive the first day of school, and it goes over all the guidelines that they have to follow with behavior and such. So take a look at that, and hopefully your child doesn't have to ever deal with a code of conduct issue. But if you do have to deal with that, that is found in your child's handbook. Pay to participate. Pay to participate is due in the athletic office. Checks need to be made to the New Philadelphia Athletic Department. If you are a high school student, the cost is $50. This $50 allows your child to play be in the activities that they have chosen to extracurricularly, and it also gets them a Spirit Pass and a T-shirt. So if your child pays, if you pay the $50 for your child, they will also get their Spirit Pass, which gets them into all sporting events for free, and a T-shirt. If you have a middle school child, you can pay $25, which is a participation fee. That does not get them a Spirit Pass or a shirt. If you pay the $50 fee at the middle school, your child will also get the Spirit Pass and the shirt. So that's I would encourage you to do that, even if your child is not playing in the fall, because that is the best deal in town, is getting your child into every sporting event for $50 for the year. A couple other things that are available to you. One is our student athlete participation guide. We can send this home. You can ask your coach for this, and they can get that to you. You can also stop in and get one of these at the athletic department. This goes over all of our athletic programs and all of the logistics that you have to go through in order to compete in our athletic teams. And that is something that most of you probably are already aware of, everything that you have had to do, so that's not as big a deal. But if you want to see everything that you have to do, you can pick one of those up in the athletic department. Another packet that we have that you can get from your coaches, or that you can stop in the athletic department to get, is the communication guide. And this goes over our expectations with parent communication with coaches and with the athletic department. This pamphlet goes over the communication that you should expect from the coaches, such as the philosophy of their coach, the expectation that the coach has for your child and the team. It also discusses how to communicate with the coach when you need to communicate with them, the appropriate way, things that you can talk about, and also things that you shouldn't talk about with a coach, such as playing time and team strategy and anything concerning another student. We deal with, if you have an issue with a coach, we will deal with your issues, with your issue of your child. There are procedures that you need to follow if you have a concern and need to talk to the coach. There are situations that you have to discuss things with the coach. You can contact the coach and set up an appointment. You can find it. You can call the athletic department to do this if you need to. You can also talk to the coach in person. One important thing to note when setting up a conference with a coach, or when to approach a coach, it is important to know that do not attempt to approach or talk to a coach on a game day or during a practice. All right, not before or after an athletic contest. That is not appropriate, and that will be a spectator violation that I will talk about here in a minute. And also, not during an active practice. We need the parents to stay away from the practices and out of the practice situation. Even if you can watch a lot of our practices, but do not go out and talk to a coach. Meetings of this nature do nothing to enhance anything that we're trying to do in our athletic and extracurricular activities. Next step, please, I do encourage you that if you have an issue that you need to talk about, it is important to be professional and to set a good example for your child by following the chain of command that we ask you to observe. If you have an issue, you need to talk to your coach first. If that coach is not the head coach, you need to talk to the head coach second of that program. Then you can contact the athletic director. If you don't, and if you have to contact someone after the athletic director, you can talk to the school principal, and then finally you can reach out to the superintendent. We ask that you, again, set the example by following the chain of command and doing things the proper way, and give your kids that proper example that is needed, and that we would like to see through that chain of command. The final thing that we'll talk about is game behavior. There are standards of sportsmanship that we expect from our students, and we also expect that from our fans. We have put into our code of conduct a fan guide that you have to abide by. We expect you to, again, be positive supporters of our athletes at every contest. If there is an issue, you can and you will be removed from the contest. If you are removed from the contest by an official, by a member of the athletic department staff, or by one of our security people, you will have to have a meeting with me, set up a meeting with me. You will have to take a class on sportsmanship from the NFHS, and you will also and you will have to do this before you are able to return to any other activities to watch at our school. We hope that never has to happen. It rarely has to happen, but that's something that we have to go over. I appreciate you guys tuning in to our mandatory OHSAA meeting. We are looking forward to a great and positive year here at New Philadelphia. We are going to continue on in all of our winning traditions, and we are looking forward to seeing you at our games. Thank you, and we will talk to you soon. Go Quakers.